It's an event President Trump is calling Liberation Day. His new tariffs are expected to go into effect tomorrow, and he's set to announce the details from the White House Rose Garden.
Madeleine
Rivera is live at the White House with all the details. Hey, Maddie.
Hi, guys. Good morning. Yeah, there are still some key details that we don't know, including how many countries will be affected, what type of tariffs will be imposed. Will it be a universal tariff or individual tariff rates for each country? These are details that we are waiting on. Senior administration officials tell Fox that this is all very fluid and that the president might not make a decision until right before April 2nd or the morning of April 2nd. The White House says the tariffs will correct unfair trade practices as they accuse other countries of ripping the U.S. off.
For the first time in decades, probably since I was a college student, we're going to see a fair trade, and everyone will have the opportunity to lower their tariffs, lower their non-tariff barriers, stop the currency manipulation, stop subsidizing labor, stop subsidizing, stop providing cheap loans.
The president is also betting tariffs will eventually pay off for the American worker because they say companies will be incentivized to build their products in the U.S.
I call it a lot of different names, but it's really, in a sense, it's a rebirth of a country because how we could have afforded to do what we did, we help everybody, and they don't help us. The term I like best probably is the liberation of America. It's the liberation of this country.
And the president is meeting with trade advisors. They're supposed to hand him a series of high-level trade reports today, which could influence his decision. Lauren, Steve Ainsley, and Brian.
All right, Maddie, thank you very much.
It's hard to imagine a pause, though, on all this on Liberation Day.
Well, what surprised a lot of people who apparently work at the White House, some of the advisors, was yesterday when the president said that he had settled on a plan, because it sounded like he had not settled on a plan before and wanted more information. Ultimately, we're going to find out what's going on. But we do know if it is that reciprocal thing or a universal, those are the two choices that Maddie just detailed. Apparently, according to the Wall Street Journal, a number of nations, different countries, have actually called the White House ahead of time and said, hey, listen, if it's going to be reciprocal, can we make a deal before you announce out loud
Steve,
what the deal is?
Think about how great that would look. If he says, guys, I have when he goes to do his roundup at the end of the day, I got a few announcements. India called, we're going to drop the tariffs.
Yeah,
the EU called, we did this.
That's the whole
We'll come
point.
together with Vietnam on certain. So this would be it. It should be like Jerry Maguire, working the phones, working at all these deals. Please don't laugh for Carly. I'm in the middle of talking to her. Unbelievable.
Apologize.
This is unbelievable that she interrupted me like that. And I would love to see. I know the car companies are getting really nervous because a lot of these automobile companies, even if they build it here, they don't get all the parts here. So they got to deal with other countries. And if those parts go up, how do you not charge the people? And you can't immediately get all these parts done. You can't get leather seats, for example. If we don't have a place that makes leather seats at a way that's somewhat affordable for an Explorer, let's say, then how do you do that on a dime? What you do is you pay more on the tariff, and then you've got to turn around and charge the people more, and that would be the issue.
Remember two weeks ago, we showed that graph of the most American-made cars. The most was Tesla. And they do have an affordable one.
Right.
It's all a part of the negotiation.
Well, ultimately, though, there's a lot of uncertainty. I mean, today's April 1st. We closed out the first quarter since 2022 where, the stock market finished down, which is not a good thing. I spent the weekend down in Florida. There are a lot of people who are retirees who live on a fixed income, and they've got a nest egg, and they've looked at their 401k, and it has gone down. So, they have their fingers crossed that this gigantic experiment is going to work. Although we have heard from the president, he said it's going to be a short-term pain. The question is, how long is it going to hurt?
Try and bring manufacturing back to America so we can charge of our own destiny.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.